reason where I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna steer clear of anything, because I'm sure somewhere in my past there's been shit that I've been accused of, or, you know, maybe rightfully so, maybe wrongfully so, but this particular one I've had, unfortunately, some hurtful accusations. So it's a little bit of a triggering topic for me, actually. I am not Jewish. I have a lot of respect and admiration for Judaism and Jewish culture. Not only the teachings, but again, the culture of it. I have nothing but respect. My husband is from Israel. He is Jewish, was raised Jewish. I've always had a respect for it, and because in my past, you know, I've always been, you know, very colorful, very outspoken, very, you know, I would make jokes, and they were jokes, and there's this whole thing now, it's like, what's a joke? Who can make these jokes? When is a joke too far? Who says jokes? Who gets to decide when jokes are okay, when they're not okay? And look, if I'm being honest, I just don't make jokes, period, about this stuff anymore, because I don't want to offend anyone. And if I've offended one person with anything, with people thinking I've mocked Judaism in the past, and it's fine if that's your opinion, but that has never been my intention to make fun of. I've always, like I said, I've been really attracted to Jewish culture and Judaism. I don't know why. It's guys that I've like dated and stuff. I'm not sure the calling towards there, but I've just always really, again, liked the culture. I thought about converting before I married my husband, and there was a lot of controversy about that too, about me, you know, joking that I'm just gonna like pay someone to make me Jewish. And, you know, again, if I've offended one person, I don't want to offend one person. That's not who I am. I don't consider myself to be a comedian, but that's not the comedian I want to be. That's not the entertainer, the performer I want to be, you know. And I sincerely apologize to anyone I've ever offended in my jokes or my form of entertainment, you know, because, hey, maybe they weren't funny. And again, I'm not mad at people who make jokes. Like, if you want to make jokes, like, make jokes, you know. I think the best comedians are the ones that do offend people, right? But that's not who I want to be. But I do love comedy that's offensive. So, again, this is just me personally. But you know, there was a whole article written about me saying I was anti-Semitic, and it was soul crushing, if I'm being completely honest. That hurt me more than anything in the whole world, because it's like, I respect Judaism so much, so much, and, you know, you do feel comfortable to a certain extent to make jokes and stuff, and, you know, jokes that were okay or funny, you know, 10 years ago just aren't okay or funny now. I understand that. I understand I'm not the one to be making these jokes, you know. I take full responsibility for anyone I've hurt with that. So, but one thing I'm not is anti-Semitic. And I do believe you can say anti-Semitic things and not be anti-Semitic. I do think there's people who say racist things who maybe aren't necessarily racist. They're not intentionally trying to be racist, but, you know, they can say things that can come across that way.
Calling me an anti-Semite for wearing a yarmulke and doing a TikTok trend that other people did way before me, a dance to a TikTok trend, and then calling me anti-Semite and saying F that. When you make those statements of being an anti-Semite, it's really damaging